What is up, everybody? KWL here with another video. That sounds weird. I'm not used to these normal intros because this isn't a pick fed video, but nonetheless, let's get right into it. Today we are going to be ranking every single one of my custom figures from worst to best. Now this can range from anything as simple as head swaps to a full-on custom, and I would say I have about 25 total. Most of the customs that I don't like, actually, this LA Knight can be brought back here because this is also technically a custom. All right, so we're just gonna get right into it. This is gonna bother me, so I'm gonna put that up. But before that, like and subscribe. I've noticed my viewer engagement hasn't been up as recently, but yeah, let's get right into it. So the bottom of the barrel, I don't know the exact amount, but I do have at the bottom of the barrel this custom Randy Orton. As you can see, it still has like masking tape on it. It's not even masking tape. This was gonna be like an earlier Randy. You can see I've kind of tried to paint his bald head on there. The skin color matches better in real life than on camera. But yeah, this, I don't even know exactly what I was going for with this one. But yeah, bottom of the barrel, that one's not finished, and I'm not ever gonna finish it most likely, so that's why it's at the bottom. So that's kind of just like an asterisk next to it, asterisk or something. I don't know. But now getting on to the official ranking. Now, these next three aren't wrestlers, that's why they're next up. But we do have my custom referees. What are their names? Rhubarb Johnson and what's his name? Chang Eggman? No, Eric Beanman. That's his name. Chang Eggman is an old referee I used to have. And then lastly, it's my custom figure. I did remake this, and it looks a lot better than it did before. I think this is actually the first time I'm showing it fully on camera. But yeah, it looks really good. Or in my opinion, I think it does. A lot better than my old one. And then I gave myself double jointed arms. And I do have this Vince McMahon head sculpt because it's the closest thing I had to my hair. It was either that or like something else. I don't remember. I think like Tyson Kidd, and I look nothing like Tyson Kidd. Granted, I look nothing like Vince McMahon, but it's better than nothing. So now back to the regular customs. I think next up, I'm going to go with this MJF because it's just a simple head swap between his first unrivaled figure and then the body of his first unmatched figure. So pretty good figure, honestly. I'm not a big fan of the MJF AEW figures. I think they look kind of like I don't know. I just think they kind of look weird. Like I'm not a big fan of AEW figures in general because I think usually they do the bigger guys. They make them look weird. I'm not a big fan. But next up, I have, oh, I almost just dropped my trash can. I think next up I'm gonna go with this Samoa Joe. Maybe, no, actually, well, too late. I already showed it. Samoa Joe. I actually really like this one. His arm on this side is a little too skinny because I couldn't find another arm that matched this one. But yeah, this is just the GameStop exclusive head swapped with the Survivor Series Elite, which honestly doesn't even look that bad. I'm just not a big fan of this head sculpt because he doesn't really use that. He doesn't have that hair anymore. Also, his chin is like huge. That might be accurate. I don't know. I didn't really watch a lot of Samoa Joe in 2019, so I don't know what was going on with him. But now I have next up this Survivor Series, another Survivor Series Elite, Kane, head swapped with, oh, I almost just dropped all my thumbtacks. I knew that was going to happen, and it still happened. All right, well, those are just on the floor now. Anyway, Survivor Series Kane head swapped with his Elite 64? 65, the one that came with the removable mask. This one I just kind of put together because I had swapped the other two. So this was just kind of put together. I'm not a big fan of how it looks, and I don't think I'll ever change it back. Now, next up, I think I have to go with, yeah, I think I'm going to go with this Brock Lesnar basic. It's just a head swap between another Brock Lesnar. I wanted this head sculpt on the older basic arms because I don't have an Elite Brock Lesnar. I actually sold my Ultimate Edition a couple years ago for like $80. I still, that was a damn good deal. I don't know why they took that $80. That's more than I've ever paid for a singular figure. But yeah, next up, yeah, that Brock Lesnar goes there. And finishing off the bottom 10, I think I'll have to go with another head swap. And that's going to be this, actually, you know what? That's going to be this other Kane. I think this is the head swap between those two anyway. This is the Elite 60-something body, and then this is the Survivor Series head sculpt. The colors match really well. I love how this one looks. I will say on camera, his skin looks a lot darker, but it doesn't look like that in person. So, yeah, I like how this one turned out. It's just the fact that it's just a simple head swap, so it's going further down. Next up, though, I think I'm going to go with, I think that's my last head swap, I believe. No, it's not. I actually have one more. And it's this Samoa Joe. Now, this is the kind of the inverse between that one, where this is the Survivor Series Elite body, and this is the GameStop exclusive head. The reason why I like this one better is because it's just got better arms. I think it poses around a little better. Even though it's like the same formula, I think this one poses around a little better. Even though, I mean, that's the ab crunch. But the head matches a more modern Samoa Joe. That's why I like it better. So, and that was a pretty recent one I made as well. Now, next up, I'm going to go with this custom Jon Moxley. I'm not exactly sure. Like, this is the only time I've ever torso cracked a figure, and I'm never doing it again. I hate torso cracking with a passion. I think it's horrible. I'm just bad at it. That's why. Yeah. So this is like a Jon Moxley. His neck looks stupid. This is a Stone Cold torso. I think I got it from the Defining Moments or Milk-O-Mania. No, I don't know what Stone Cold it was from, but he had the short shorts molded on. So whichever one that is, it's an older one. I know that. And the leg was broken. I wouldn't waste a Stone Cold figure like that. So yeah, and that's why you can't even really use this. Like, it's, look at the damn torso. If I ab crunch it, you can't even ab crunch it. See? Oh, yeah, you get the point. You can't even ab crunch it. Like, that's how immovable it is. So that goes over there. Next up, I think I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with this Kenny Omega. Now, the reason this is literally the Series 1A Kenny, and you're probably wondering, why the hell would you mess with your original Series 1A Kenny Omega? The arm snapped off. I let my brother use this figure once, and the arm snapped off. So this is an Series Unrivaled Series 1 or 2 Adam Page, just that swapped onto it. I do think this torso looks better for Kenny. It's a lot beefier, at least for a modern Kenny. I think it looks better. But, you know, it is what it is. And also hinders the articulation. And this gear is so awesome. The Sword Art Online gear. If you're familiar, then good for you. You should be. It's a great show. Well, at least the first, 12 episodes are. Next up, I think I'm going to go with this Buddy Matthews, just because it's a simple arm swap. I did accidentally left a little gap in between the arm and the shoulder, because that's how you do the older arms with the new double jointed arms. So I could have cut it down a little more on the peg, but I didn't feel like going into it. So I was a little lazy there, but it definitely helps. Double jointed arms, especially for a guy like Buddy Matthews, I think looks a lot better. And these arms are huge, and his arms are huge in real life. I think this looked a lot better. Also, he used to not be able to do the best kept secret thing. Well, he doesn't do that anymore, but now he can. Well, not with this jacket on, but yeah, that just helps a lot with posability, especially since I'm a big Buddy Matthews fan. So I use him a lot in the Fed. Now, I believe this is the last like singular part custom. So I have this Survivor Series Elite. I have a lot of Survivor Series Elites, I just realized. Shinsuke Nakamura. All I did was swap the head with a random basic Shinsuke. And this is his kind of new face paint that I tried to paint on. Doesn't look the greatest. Not sure what's going on over here. But yeah, it doesn't look the greatest. I think it definitely gets the job done because his hair was like kind of in his face and during that whole gimmick. And eventually I'm going to change the head sculpt back once he comes back and doesn't have that stupid gimmick. But I've always loved Shinsuke, one of my favorites since I started watching wrestling. So that's why he's a little higher than some other guys on the list. But now starting with my full customs. First up, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 10. I have 10 full customs. So at number 10, I have this Stone Cold Steve Austin. This head sculpt, I'm not sure where it came from exactly, but yeah, it's got this head sculpt on it. This is the Royal Rumble Elite, double jointed arms. You can see with the chain, the hat, and the shirt from the Ultimate Edition, and this knee brace. I don't think this knee brace came on it. I think this knee brace came on the basic 100 figure. So yeah, this is like the least custom out of the full customs, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that's gonna go at number 10 for the full customs. And at number 9, I think I gotta go my Christian Cage. Not a big fan of how this turned out exactly. You can see the paint chipping off. This is the Tyler Breeze Elite. Not the greatest paint. I did this a couple years ago. Not the greatest paint work I've ever done, but Christian Cage kind of gets the job done. Doesn't really look like him either, but I really wanted a Christian Cage figure. I didn't feel like buying one, so I just made the most out of what I had. Also, this figure is super loose anyway, so it's not like I was wasting a really good figure. But yeah, that's Christian Cage. Next up, at number 7, I'm gonna go with... Dang, who should I go with? I think I'm gonna go with my Chris Benoit. And Chris Benoit, you know who he is. You know what he did. So I don't want to spend too much time on him, but, pretty good paint details, I think, for when I made this. I believe the base of this is the Elite 70 Dolph Ziggler, painted on tights. Definitely could be better painted on, but I think it gets the job done. Painted black boots. I like how this looks. It gives off a really good matte black look. As you can see, it's kind of chipping off. I didn't really take time to paint the entire thing thoroughly, but this is some Elite Cody Rhodes arms, I think. Some old Elite Cody Rhodes arms, and then a Shane McMahon head sculpt painted brown. So yeah. And then at number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so this would be number 6, right? I don't know. Number 7 actually would be. I'm gonna go with my WrestleMania 30. What was it? 38 39 Seth freaking Rollins. I do have some random accessories on it. I should probably take those off. But this is that the hair's chipping off. It's been a while since I made this. See, the hair's really chipping off, actually. But yeah, here's the sort of deal. It doesn't look the greatest. I just kind of wanted a different Seth Rollins gear. And looks like I dropped paint right there. That's great. Yeah, I think it gets the job done. I don't think I've ever used this in a video, to my knowledge, but this is from like a Barbie, I think. That's what that's from. I'm not sure what base Rollins this is. It might be, I'm not sure. Wait, I might be able to see under it. This might be Elite 71. His Chicago Bears attire, that might be this one. That's what it looks like. Might be the base of what this one is. But yeah, so I think it's better than the last two just because it's a like solid colors, and they actually made that figure too. They fully released it, so I kind of jumped the gun on it. Next up though, I think I'm gonna go with my custom LA Knight. Now, it is not height accurate at all. I believe LA Knight is a good 6'2". He's about 5'10" in figure form, so that kind of is the only downside of this. But I did film a short on this, so if you want to see my full analysis of it, go watch the short from a couple years ago, 2 years ago now. Yeah, Chris Jericho head sculpt. I'd still think it's pretty good. I think it holds up. I would still use this if I didn't have the Ultimate Edition, but for like a quick little LA Knight, it looks good. Also, this was before he started wearing the smaller boots, so these Bray Wyatt ones had to do. This is when he actually like just got called up to the main roster, like right when he was starting to get popular. So yeah. Next up though, I'm gonna go with my, okay, so this is top 5. So number 5, I've got this Kevin Owens figure. You can see the D-Generation X logo through the shirt, but this is the Elite 50 something with, oh wait, no, it's not. I believe this is the Elite 80, 86, 82, 81, something like that, with the Elite 50 something head sculpt on it. I mean, this figure still holds up. It's a little bow-legged, or it's a little like this ankle is really loose, but then this one is not. So he kind of like falls over every time. But yeah, he's got a custom shirt on it. Probably could have cut it better when I made this a few years ago, but it holds up. I've never liked the way Mattel did their Kevin Owens figures. I think they always make him like way too short, because he's like a good 6 foot, I think. So making him this short isn't exactly how I'd like to see him. But yeah, gets the job done. Looks pretty good. And yeah, looks pretty darn good. That's why it's one of my favorites. And at number 4, I'm gonna go with my Kazuchika Okada custom. Now this one, I don't think you guys have ever seen. This is a Batista Ultimate Edition head sculpt. It's the closest I can get to Okada. This head sculpt is kind of misprinted, so like the eye is closer on that side, and it's like really far away on that side. So that's why I used it, but I think it gets the job done. I don't know exactly how much it looks like Okada, but I don't know. I'm a big fan of Kazuchika Okada. I think he's a fantastic wrestler. Of course, he's not the most built guy in the world, so this torso isn't exactly fully accurate. But like I've been saying, it gets the job done. This is his full black attire. I think he wore this against Ricochet, maybe. This is my most recent custom, I do believe. I made this in December, I think. I've kind of stopped making customs just because it takes a lot of time. I haven't really found anything that I particularly like. that I feel like I need to make a custom out of. But now into the top 3. And at number 3, I actually made a video about this one a few years ago, or about a year ago. It is my custom Blackpool Combat Club Claudio Castagnoli. Now this is, I don't know if it's his exact figure. Yeah, it's the Elite 91, but with Seth Rollins kick pads instead. Just because I think the ones he came with made him way too dang tall. But other than that, it's the Elite 91 base, or Elite 90 something, with painted on details. I think this looked really good. You can see it's kind of like coming off a bit. I might need to repaint it eventually. But this is one of my favorite customs I've done, just because how clean it turned out. Even the little detail right there, the little logo, I think it turned out really nice. I actually had to swap the lower leg. This is the first time I ever had to swap the lower legs. So, yeah. Swapping lower legs for me is up there with torso cracking. I'm not a huge fan of it at all. And now number 2, we have my Elite MJF. I love this figure so much. It is a combination between his first unrivaled, his first unmatched figure, and the Triple H DX Legends Elite. This figure is so good. Oh no, he almost just knocked a bunch of people down. I love this figure so much. Almost my favorite custom besides number 1. But yes, it is the unmatched head sculpt Triple H Legends body with the AEW arms on there, so I didn't have to paint on the tattoo. Scarf that came with the Unrivaled, I think. Plain black trunks. You'll notice that I typically go for plain black attires because they're easiest for me. Some Bobby Roode legs, I believe. Yeah, some Bobby Roode legs and some random black boots. I think this is one of my best customs I've ever done, just because, oh, head sculpt came off. I actually had to like completely mutilate this head sculpt for it to fit on the peg. But there we go. But yeah, looks great. Possibly my best custom if it wasn't for this one. Number 1, my 2004, no, maybe 2004, maybe 2006-07, AJ Styles. This is my favorite custom I've ever done. Don't exactly remember when he wore this. I know it was against Samoa Joe. Might have been Sacrifice, but simply my favorite custom I've ever done. I think it looks the best. Used the WCW AJ Styles, the Legends one. Dude, everything about this I think looks good. Knee pads look good. Don't remember the exact formula I used. I think it's just mainly his Legends Elite. But the way, I don't know how I did this so good. I definitely could have done a little better on the boots, but from afar, I mean, that looks pretty dang good if you ask me. Everything about this figure is just phenomenal. Pun intended. Even with the open elbow pads that I cut out, dude, it's just unmatched. I think it's easily the best custom I've ever done, and it looks the most clean. So if you enjoyed watching, good for you. I'm not gonna ask you to like and subscribe like I did earlier, because I already asked once. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I appreciate it. Peace.